Hey, what's going on everyone, Impulse191 here, commentating again for Megami. Today she's going to be having a battle against Rogue, and as you can see the teams are going to be Sigalith, Riolu, Decidueye, Lopunny, Scyther and Regigigas versus a Latias, a Charizard, Alolan Ninetales, Ferrothorn, Hooper Unbound and Tapu Koko. So Rogue's team looks very powerful, so we're just going to have to see how this goes. Of course this is the first time I'm watching it as well, so if you do enjoy it, don't forget to hit that like button and check out the links in the description as well. But without further ado, let's get into the battle. So she is challenged by Rogue. Rogue's going to lead off with Latias, and Megami's going to lead off with Sigalith. When it comes into the battlefield, here it is. So I'm expecting the Flame Orb, Psycho Shit kind of deal, and Lati's just going to straight up go for a Draco, which is going to do some decent damage. It must be specially invested, or that's not fully invested Latias, but that's going to pop some sort of berry. Which berry is this? It's a citrus berry, as it goes for a cosmic power, so yeah, it's probably going to be a stored power set. And I'm not quite sure what the Latias is running, because obviously it could be running anything at this point, but he's going to have to withdraw now, and he's going to go out into Coco Beam, which is the top of Coco, super effective damage, try and get some, try KO this thing, and I'm guessing she's going to go for another cosmic power, which she does. She goes for another cosmic power, so +2, I'm not quite sure how much it's going to take. It looks like it's specially invested. We're +2, but the terrain and Tapu Koko, so let's find out. A Volt Switch, I don't think Volt Switch will take it out. No, Thunderbolt might have, damage variation, but now she's going to be able to heal up with a recovery move as Hooper comes in. Which recovery move does it have? It's got Roost, and yeah, so that's going to be pretty standard stuff so far. A little less quirky than usual and less than I expected, so I guess it's going to go for its Hyperspace Fury or its Dark Pulse depending. Yeah, it's a physical, more likely physical, or maybe a little bit mixed, who knows, but it's going to hit in hard, and it's not going to quite be able to take it down, but it's still good damage, and then of course it's going to get the defense drop. So Cosmic Power comes in again, but because she didn't Roost, yeah, it's going to get taken down now because it's too slow, and I guess she's just going to sack it off as Hyperspace Fury comes in for the KO. Actually, she does preserve it even though it's on low HP, so she must be trying to use that later on in the battle as Regigigas comes out, but I'm not quite sure if that was a good play or not, because obviously it depends what happens later in the battle, I guess. So the battle's lagging slightly, but it's fine. Hyperspace Fury comes in, does some amazing damage, and that's going to be a 2-shot, which means that she probably should have just foddered off the other guy, and now she's going to steal leftovers because it's not got it. Rogue's going to steal leftovers because he didn't have an item, which means that it's in a whole world of pain. Going for the Drain Punch wasn't a good move. You knew that it could have gone for the thingy and you're already at like max HP. Should have gone for the Hyperspace, but never mind, it still KOs, and Regigigas is going to go down. So yeah, the electricity is going to disappear from the battlefield, and then Megami's going to bring it in Scyther. I'm guessing that Hooper's going to want to switch, and oh, Hooper doesn't switch, and that means that's going to do, yeah, tons of damage. It's going to actually be a 1-hit KO, 4 times effective, and obviously Scyther is faster than thingy. It's probably got a Choice Scarf then, because Scyther doesn't naturally outspeed Hooper, I don't think. So Lopunny's going to come in, and it's going to face off against Ninetales. Ninetales is going to put up its Snow Warning, and yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be running Aurora Veil, but I guess it would be, otherwise there's no reason to run Ninetales. It actually just goes for a Dazzling Gleam. Obviously Lopunny's not Mega because it's not released, which means it's not going to do a great deal of damage, and Toxic's going to kick up, and that means that Ninetales is now on a timer. This thing could have a Flame Orb as well in Switcheroo, because Klutz, because normal Lopunny is not very good for competitive battles. It's alright for quirky sets, I guess, but not a big hitter like Mega Lopunny. So Poison starts to do its thing as Hail does its as well, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going to be happening this turn. So she switches out and goes back out into the guy that she should have foddered in the first couple of turns, and Ninetales is just going to go for Ice Beam. Probably should be running Blizzard since it's 100% accurate and more powerful in the Hail. 100% accurate, of course, not more powerful, but it is a more powerful move. So yeah, rambling on a little bit, Poison's going to rack up a little bit more, and Rogue should probably switch out next turn depending on what comes in, because he wants to reset that counter. Real Lugia got an Eviolite, and it's probably going to go for a fighting move or something along those lines, maybe a Sword Dance, but it's actually got a Focus Sash, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. And it's a reversal set, so now it makes complete sense. It's only neutral, and yeah, Ninetales is gonna go down. So I guess that wasn't too bad. The Hail finishes it off, so it's 1 for 1. A nice trade up in Rogue's favour, to be honest. So yeah, Tapu Koko's gonna come back out, put that terrain back up, and now it's gonna have the power of Switch Initiative. She's gonna have to switch out because even with a Choice Scarf, she's not really going to do too much because both her air stabs are resisted, and of course Scyther is weak against the electric. So she's going to have to switch out, and I can't remember if she had no, she just goes out into the resisted hit, but she's still letting herself up for Switch Initiative, which is going to happen thanks to the Volt Switch. Volt Switch is going to come in, do a small amount of damage, not too much, nothing great massive, and yeah. Rogue's gonna go out into Charizard. Wonder which Charizard it is. I'm guessing it's Charizard X, since he's already got a special hitter in Tapu Koko. So that means that Decidueye is gonna have to get out of there, because if not, it's gonna be in a world of pain. And yeah, we're gonna see a Mega Evolution this turn, and probably a Dragon Dance, or maybe a straight up Flare Blitz. I guess we'll see. But yeah, Lopunny's going to come back out, which is an interesting switch. Charizard X is going to come to the field. Mega Evolution kicks off, and yeah, Dragon Dance, right? I'm not quite sure what the Lopunny plans on doing though. Charizard just goes straight for a Flare Blitz, not messing about, wants to take out anything in its path. So with the Tough Claws and Lopunny stats not being too great, that's going to take it out with ease. But of course Charizard is going to take some recoil, but I don't think that's going to bother it too much. So the Hail's going to stop, which means Charizard gets to evade it. Scyther's going to come back in. I'm not quite sure what it wants to do though. It could go for the Wing Attack. Well, I was guessing the Flying Attack, but Wing Attack's not going to be able to take Charizard out, which means that it's going to be able to Flare Blitz and take out this Scyther. Even if it was Eviolite, I don't think I would have survived that. And yeah, Charizard putting a number in on the team would have been, it goes down to the recoil because of how much it was, would have been a pretty similar situation if it would have gone for the Dragon Dance, so not really losing out too much. But Decidueye is going to come back in, and yeah, that's going to start causing a problem, I'm guessing, because now he hasn't got the super effective damage. So it goes for, oh, or does he has hidden power. Ice, I'm guessing. Does some damage, but not a great deal. Must be specially invested. And the Spirit Shackles come in, which of course is it's neutral because of the Fairy Electric. So yeah, it can't escape any longer, but it can because it's got Volt Switch. So if it wants to do that and it's not choice item, then it could do that quite happily right now, which would probably be the best move to make since that damage didn't do too much. And Decidueye's only recovery move is a Pain Split. But it actually has a Z move, which it's going to go for. And no idea what Z move this is. So we're going to see the Z move. What is it? It's the powerful electric attack. Of course, it's stab. It's high damage, but it is resisted. So let's just see how much this does. Comes across the battlefield, smacks it in the face. Doesn't quite do enough, and yeah, pain split. No, it's got roost. Okay, I know it could have both. So I'm pretty sure it can have both. Either way, it's gonna recover, get a lot of HP back, and yeah, he's back in this same position now where he should probably Volt Switch and go out into one of his other mons, and maybe get something going. Depending, especially with the terrain as well now. He's lost the terrain, so he's lost the boost, even though it is resisted. But no, he's just going to stay in and go for Hidden Power, which is not necessarily the best play. And Decidueye is going to go for Spirit Shackle once again, figuring it's got nothing else better to do. Spirit Shackle is going to do a good amount of damage, but not be able to take it out. Are we going to see the Volt Switch into a resisted hit? That's what's needed right now. I can't remember what he's got on the back, but I'm sure it's something that could take out Decidueye. He goes for the U-turn, so he's running Volt Switch and U-turn. Wow, I don't like that, if I'm honest. Either one or the other, not both. So yeah, he goes out into Therathorn, and Therathorn's going to be able to not do too much to this thing, if I'm honest. I don't think it can. It could probably T-Wave it at best, but other than that, I can't really see what it's going to do. So I guess we'll see together, unless he's got the Gyro Ball, which is still not going to do a lot because it's not exactly a fast Pokemon. So not exactly the best switch. Spirit Shackle is going to come off. Does Spirit Shackle make contact? I do not know. If it does, it's going to cost itself some HP. No, it does not. And yeah, he goes for the Gyro Ball. Obviously not going to do a great deal of damage, which means she can just keep Spirit Shackling and roosting off, and this thing is going to eventually go down. So that was a pretty bad switch from Rogue to come into this thing, especially at this point. Feather Dance kicks off. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why she would go for that when she could just keep attacking, but yeah, of course now it's not going to do as much damage, and she's going to be able to heal up a little bit more freely. Although I don't exactly think it was necessary. So it's going to be a few turns of the same situation. She's just going to keep Feather Dancing. And that could have been 3 turns of attacks, but instead it was 2. Leech Seed doesn't work against the grass type, so Rogue literally can't do anything at this point. And Megami is stalling out for no apparent reason. So hopefully she starts going on the onslaught right now, going on some attacks because she's not needed. She's going to curse it. So after 2 turns of using the pointless Feather Dance, now she goes for the curse. This could be the 3rd turn. It could have been practically on death's bed anyway, so it was a bit risky and unnecessary, but now she's going to be able to recover as curse does its work. So in a couple of turns, Theraphone will be down, and she'll be back in that situation where Tapu Koko comes back in with the electric field. Probably goes for a Volt Switch into the last guy, depending on what it is, because I literally can't remember. So she's going to roost off all that damage, and yeah, Ferrophone's just going to keep Gyro Balling, knowing that it can't do anything at all. He's probably realised by this point that it was an awful mistake to go into this thing. But I'm sure his last guy must be something better. Curse is going to start hammering away, going to keep up on that damage. And yeah, Spirit Shackle this turn and Curse would kill it, but she might go for the Roost again just to be at full HP for the next mon, which is what she is going to do. So she's going to be back up at a nice amount of HP. And then, yeah, Gyro Ball. He actually goes for the Thunder Wave this turn, which he should have probably done many turns ago, the first turn that it came in. It could have potentially done a little bit more, but in the long run and things, I think it would have just stalled out the battle even more. But yeah, now it's paralysed is dependent on luck a little bit. She's faster, she can actually go for the Spirit Shackle now and kill it, and that is exactly what she's going to do. It's pretty depressing that it's paralyzed and it's still faster than Theraphon. So yeah, T-Wave nerfs. The last guy is Latias. Of course, it was his lead. So if he'd have just gone straight into that, wow, he would have been in a much better position. So he's going to go for the Psyshock. And Psyshock is going to do a decent amount of damage actually. She roosts off just to see how much it's going to do, I guess. But one paralyze and it's going to cost her the game. He can't afford to go for a Draco, because that will really wreck him. So he's going to keep going for Psyshocks, I guess fishing for a para or a crit, and she's going to go for the Spirit Shackle, locking this thing in, which is not exactly a big deal for him anyway, because I guess he's just going to keep hammering away with the attacks. That actually does a lot more damage than I expected, even though it's super effective. So it's trapped, but that's not exactly an issue depending on what happens. Paralyze this turn would cost her the game, but I'm guessing that's not going to happen. So he makes a terrible play and he goes for a Draco Meteor on the turn that she's going to roost. So so close, it was a crit but didn't quite finish it off, and yeah, she's not going to be paralyzed, and she does go for a roost. So yeah, if he'd have predicted that roost, then yeah, he would have been good. He could have gone for another, he could have gone for the Draco this turn and won the game. But he threw it by getting a little bit too hasty, and I guess it's going to wrap up now because Latias can't do anything. I guess one paralyze could happen, but it's not going to. No, one paralyze wouldn't have even mattered because of the special attack drop. So after a roost, it's going to go for its Spirit Shackle, take out Latias, and then be matched up against Tapu Koko. And unfortunately, Tapu Koko is not going to be able to do anything to this thing, even with the hidden power, because I think it's one attack away from losing all of its HP. So Latias is actually running Wish. Wow. Fair enough. Now I'm guessing it's probably got Defog as its last move. Spirit Shackle's going to come in anyway, pop that Lati, and yeah, Lati's going to go down. So with Latias going down, of course the last Pokemon is Tapu Koko, and there's not much Tapu Koko can do. It's going to set up its electric terrain, and yeah, I guess it's just going to go for the hidden power, which it is, and then it's going to go down to the attack. Obviously Wish doesn't activate because the Pokemon was KO'd, and there's nothing more that he can do now, and Spirit Shackle is going to wrap up this game. So if you did enjoy the battle, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you like the content as well, and of course check out my channel if you haven't already. The link will be down in the description. And yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, so I'll see you guys in an upcoming video. Laters!